Build the tourist areas that are so popular on the coast of New Jersey. They just say, no, it's bad for the earth to have houses. And they are the mafia chieftains. Of course, special insiders will be allowed to build. Bloomberg's used the excuse to lock down most of the city and say you have to carpool in, causing giant gridlock. It's all about having total control. MoveOn.org advocates violence against Romney in profanity-laden ad. Joe Newby actually got the headline right. I saw the Daily Caller. I'm not bashing it, but they're like, old people talk dirty in new video. No, they don't talk dirty or featured foul-mouthed old people lambasting Republicans. They call for burning things down and physically attacking Mitt Romney, ripping his testicles off, and an old woman simulates it. I mean, this is sick. This is sick. Ladies and gentlemen, if I put a video out, even if I was Michael Moore and said it was comedy and said physically attack the genitals of Barack Obama, imagine having an old woman say that, and that let's burn this down if Obama loses. While there's all these calls for violence, I will assure you, within a day, probably sooner, the Secret Service would be here, and they just go ahead and arrest me. There wouldn't even be, is this a joke? I mean, they take people mildly saying, Obama's over in Europe, we should stay over there or fall off the earth, close quote. Boom. I've seen people that have been Secret Service over that. But you go out and say, I'm going to loot and kill and attack and let's kill Republicans, close quote. Let's burn everything down. It's like more power to you, man. More Michael Moore, MoveOn.org, George Soros. Look at Media Matters 2 years ago. It came out. They said, we want to infiltrate alternative media, anybody that resists us, and we're going to destroy them from within. And Politico's, ran a headline about how it was cute. Again, they normalize their attacks on everybody else, but then if we say we like, a particular flavor of ice cream, they say it's racist. Or if we don't like socialism, it's racist. By the way, we're going to cover this puppet election, obviously, right through. And a lot of false flags could get pulled. A lot of things could be done between now and the next 6 days. We are now less than 6 days, 5.5 days till Election Day, and 6 days until we find out unless it's contested. And that could be the false flag, could be a contested election. And they've still got more looting and rioting, and the military and state police called out in New Jersey and New York because of... troopers deployed to New Jersey gas stations as frustration, massive lines form at the pump. So there's all sorts of problems, flooding, whole beach towns basically destroyed. And the local Agenda 21 says, you ain't rebuilding. Oh, you own that little hotel there for 2 generations? You got to come and get a special environmental authorization to rebuild, scum. Time to grease the palms or nothing happens, if you're lucky. It's for the earth, though. Anyways, this great promo put together with our own master of video editing, not just a great news anchor and reporter, Darren McBreen, with the voice of Jakari Jackson. So here is the special promo report premiering here.
Every 4 years, the United States of America hears the drumbeat of billions of campaign dollar attack ads, meaningless debate with empty analysis and poll after poll after poll. This can only mean one thing. It's time to pick our globalist puppet leader.
We're going to be left with a choice of a lesser of two evils. And I'm saying I don't go out with evils. I don't deal with evils. I don't do business with evils. I don't hang out with evils. Why would I vote for an evil to run my life or run my country?
Will it be globalist puppet A or puppet B?
They continue to vote for these Democrats and Republicans, the people that are wrecking our country, and yet they still vote for them.
Unlike North Korea and China, we Americans have the illusion of choice this November 6th.
I think that a lot of votes are going to be stolen.
I don't know how you could possibly have voter fraud when your son owns the voting machines.
1.4 million votes were lost, spoiled as they call them in the biz, through these so-called glitches.
The choice is not up to you. Which management team from Slavery Incorporated will run our country into oblivion for the next 4 years? Tune in to Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.tv this Tuesday, November 6th, as another meaningless pageant is played out.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to be here Monday and Tuesday with the radio show and then extended coverage 7 o'clock Monday night until probably 10 at night. We're going to go live with some of the news packages. And then Tuesday night, live streaming video, free video box for everybody. We've already got stations and cable systems, not just here but all over the world, lined up once I start putting the news out on satellite and the file sharing systems taped to air in the next 6 months or so. We're racing to get it done, but we're busy finishing some studios and things. And I want to thank all of the listeners and viewers for your support, or we couldn't be doing this. Thank you so much. And sure, everything could collapse next week. I hope it doesn't, or I could die in a car wreck today, God forbid, or you could. But we're just moving forward as if we're still going to be here, in the next year. There is a lot of tyranny, a lot of behind-the-scenes attacks against us, but because of your support, we're able to do this. But every time you buy a book, buy a video, buy a T-shirt, get a magazine subscription, every time you, buy my films, every time you spread the word about the show, every time you support a local AM or FM by spreading the word about the broadcast or supporting their local sponsors, every time you locally sponsor affiliates we're on. If you're listening, I'm talking to you. They gave me the new affiliate list, and I looked at it. I don't know. Genesis are great folks, but I don't know what is so hard about getting all the affiliates. I guess because they're overworked up there like everywhere else. And over the years, things are coming and going. But, I got an affiliate list with like 110 stations last week, and I said, I know it's more than that. Then I got another one like 130-something, and I looked at it and said, this local station isn't on there. And then David Knight walked in. His wife still lives up in North Carolina. They're moving down here soon, one of our new reporters. And she listens on a local FM commercial station. So we got we get calls from stations. We don't even know we're picking it up. The show is exploding right now by the grace of God. And it's because of all of you praying for us and supporting us, but also program directors, station managers, station owners, advertisers that have stood up for America. So many station managers have called Genesis and said, I heard Alex 10 years ago as a guest on our station with a host saying they're going to have mega banks implode the economy and bring in world government. It's all happening just like he said. I'm putting him on. And then they're getting huge responses. So we've got a chance to beat the globalist. If despite all my foibles and all my problems, I've had this much success by the grace of God. And there are people out there doing little things, big things, you name it. It all adds up together. So I salute you. I salute you. I salute you. I salute you. All of you out there, just absolutely amazing what you've done. And people say, oh, thank you, Alex, for doing what you're doing. Yes, I can be put in prison and set up or killed. But you know what? There's no future if we don't beat these people. Okay? Last night, my parents were having not even a Halloween party. They just had a few friends over for a fire. Out in their little fire pit in their backyard. And my kids were over there. And an old family friend of my parents came over. And I guess they've known him like 20 years. And he was like, yeah, I was talking to my son about, if you believe all this, and we think you believe most of it. No, I believe all of it. I want that to be clear. I make mistakes sometimes. Sometimes I exaggerate or I have hyperbole. That is the minority of the time. I don't do it on purpose. Most of the time, it's worse than what I say. Historically, I've seen that, okay? And believe me, I wish this wasn't true. But it's a responsibility to fight these people because they're doing really bad things to women and children. And people are like, well, that's cheesy. What is this women and children thing? I've gotten emails saying, what's this old-fashioned, look out for yourself. That's how you get ahead. That's the new, moral intelligence is to just, no, that's how societies collapse.